Hello, sports fans, and welcome to another edition of the podcast. This is our 12th episode of the podcast, and we hope you have enjoyed our first season of After the Whistle. Today is Wednesday, October 30th, and we have a condensed version of the podcast this week. On today's podcast, we're going to recap the Kingston game versus Pigeon Forge. It was a sloppy game, but Kingston did prevail. They came out on top 13-10. Also, we're going to talk about the UT South Carolina game, which was a great matchup, and Tennessee finally came to play all four quarters. Finally, we're going to do a shout out, so we hope that you enjoy another edition of After the Whistle.
Yeah, I do it big, yeah. Screaming, that's done. When I pulled off the lot, that's done. Get up in my town, when you see me, you know everything. Black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow. I put it down from the whip to my diamond.
Okay, before we get started with the podcast, I'd like to recap the games from last week. As you know, Kingston beat the Pigeon Forge 13-10 on Thursday night. Because of the rains that came in on Friday, it was an awful night of football. These teams played on Friday night, and there was a bunch of goose eggs. Alcoa defeated Gatlinburg Pittman 49-0. It was Greenback all over Midway 33-0. Oliver Springs defeated Cofield 27-0, and Mortburg beat Sunbright 16-0. Here's a score of interest. Oakland defeated Coffee County 80-6. Welcome back to After the Whistle. I'm your co-host, Jody Meduski, alongside Brad Luttrell, Jeff Huffman. Now it's time to recap the Kingston Pigeon Forge game from last Thursday night. Great move by the athletic director at Kingston, moving that game to Thursday. Also, senior night, 15 seniors played their last game at Kingston. Guys, the Jackets win 13-10. Pretty sloppy game by both teams, but Brad, Kingston comes out with the big victory and secures a spot in the playoffs.
Yeah, Jody, that was the most important thing, just getting the win and getting in the playoffs, so that was a good thing. But like you said, very sloppy game. Jody, we were there the first half. Seemed like every time Kingston got a big play, we got a holding call or some other infraction against us. I don't know how many penalties Kingston had in that first half, but it seemed like it was probably 12 or 13. It was a bunch. So that killed any momentum we had moving the ball, and then Pigeon Forge completes that Hail Mary there at the end of the half, and that, that was a good play by them, but also kind of bad luck for us. But guys, that game really, when it boils down to it, you got a victory, and that's all that matters. It got you in the playoffs, and Huffman, just a solid night overall for the defense. Not so much for the offense, but the defense played really well.
Yeah, Brad, you're right. Senior night. Like Jody said earlier, good call moving the game to Thursday night because Friday night turned out to be a mess across East Tennessee. I mean, there was like fields torn up, sloppy play all over. So, yeah, that was definitely a good call. And, Pigeon Forge came in. They were still had an outside shot at the playoffs too, if they would have got a win. So they come out playing hard.
Yeah, they did. They was ready to play, and they played hard.
They did. And, it was sloppy, like you said. But at the end of the day, they got the win, and that's all that matters. They made enough plays to get the W and get out of there. Like you said earlier, the defense played really good. Dante Inman had 2 big picks for the defense to solidify their night. So, but overall, get the victory, make the playoffs, goal accomplished.
Yeah, Jeff, I think somebody said that Dante's got 6 picks on the year now, and that's really good. Senior, and he had to wait his time, but now he's playing good football, Jody.
Playing great, man, and that was big. 2 big picks, we needed that, and he's played well all year. Guys, we lose a big-time running back, piece for our offense. Marcus Rose out for the year. You kind of hate it for that kid, man. He's been playing awesome this whole year.
Oh, man, Jody, he's had an awesome year, and just a terrible injury for him and the team. Don't really know what Coach Pankey's going to do, and he knows a lot more football than I do, but I'm telling you, I think what I would do is put Trey in there at quarterback and maybe put Kane at that wingback position because, him and Marcus speed-wise are pretty similar, and you need somebody out there on the edge, Huff, that can make some plays and take it to the house.
I agree totally. No question about it. I mean, what Marcus Rose brings, it's going to be tough to replace that. There's no question about it. I mean, he's been a special player all year long, and, it's unfortunate that happened, and you hate to see it. So Kingston definitely going to have someone step up to, share some of the load that he was carrying. So there's some kids on the team that can get it done. Preston White has had run the ball great the last few weeks, and Brad, your suggestion, that may turn out to, if that goes that way, Kane's got big play speed for him, and you never know that they need somebody to replace that speed, so that might be an option.
Yeah, Huff. Like I said, Preston Quiet, you might want to go to more of a fullback offense and run some power running game, and like you said,
Sure.
the last couple of weeks he's done really well.
And that's going to be a sweet setup, I think, personally. With Trey quarterback, he gives you that passing game a little more. And hey, Kane, Kane is a great athlete, man, with a lot of speed. So try it out and see what happens. Guys, good takes on the recap. Nice job. We'll come back with our pick segment.
Cause we've done this before, so you come on in. Make yourself at my home, tell me where you've been.
Welcome back to After the Whistle. Now it's time for our pick segment. Will, good job with the student athletes here again tonight. Kingston, GP, what you say?
I've heard GP's kicker's pretty good, so I'm going to say Kingston's still going to come out on top, 21-17.
21-17, Yellow Jackets. Got it. All right, we got Brady Luttrell in the house. What do you say, young man?
Yeah, Jody, I'm going to say big game this weekend. It's for playoff positioning, so I'm going to say 14-10 Jackets.
14-10, got it. All right, Bryson Bowles is in the house. What do you say?
Well, it was hard losing Marcus last week, but I think Kingston's going to win this one for him, 14-10.
14-10. All right. We got Big James Curry in the house. What's up, young man?
What's up, brother? I feel like it's going to be a defensive game. We go 14-10 Kingston.
14-10. All right. We can tell that you all are buddies because that's the exact same score times 3. Harper, change it up a little bit, dog.
I think our defense has been stepping up all year. I think I'm going to go Jackets 6-0.
6 rip. Nice pick. All right, Huffman, Brad, get in here.
Okay, Jody, I think it's going to be a tough game this week. Like I said earlier, playoff position on the line. Kingston got to playoff spot last week against Pigeon Forge. I think it's going to be a defensive struggle on the mountain. Gatlinburg-Pittman's going to score early to take the lead 7-0. Jackets score late, go for 2, get the win 8-7.
8-7 Jackets. That's a neat score right there. Brad, what do you say?
Yeah, Jody, it'd be interesting to see what kind of game plan Kingston has Friday night. I think might be kind of conservative. I don't think they're going to show anything to their Week 1 playoff opponent, whoever that might be. But having said that, I think GP might do the same thing. So I think it'll be a close game. But I'm going to pick Kingston 19-17.
19-17. Nice pick. All right, guys. Good job tonight. Yeah, I feel like it's going to be a good matchup. They're probably going to go hard 2 quarters and then shut her down and get ready for the following week of playoffs. So I'm going Yellow Jackets 18, GP 15.
Lord, I've really been real stressed, down and out, losing trust. Although I am black and brown, problems got me pessimistic. Brothers and sisters keep messing up. Why does it have to
Welcome back to After the Whistle. Now it's time to recap the UT South Carolina game from last week, guys. The Gamecocks roll into Neyland Stadium. You guys, everybody knows, have an 0-8 record against Muschamp. Brad, you and I were walking into the stadium, was watching another ball game, was just a couple of seconds late, and walking up the ramp, 0-8, and South Carolina scores on a 75-yard slant. First 11 seconds of the game, we're down 7-0. Brad, believe me, I was thinking we can't let this team beat us again.
Well, hang on, Jody. Let me do something real quick. There's my equivalent to a celebratory champagne uncorking that we finally beat Muschamp. So, yeah, Jody, you're right. I told you to go on to our seats, and I got in the beer line, and I look over to my left, and the score's already 7-0, 10 seconds into the game. I'm like, what the heck happened? But just a great game, great atmosphere, Jody and Huff. We kind of got off to a slow start, but then Tennessee picked it up. Played well in the first half offensively, but we went into the locker room at halftime behind. The guys, that second half is just electric, and 24-0 second half for UT, and that's the best half of football we've played in a long time around here, Huff. And offense, defense, special teams playing complementary football, and it all came together, and great win for Tennessee.
No question about it, Brad. That was the best half, you said. Like I said, all phases of the game, made plays, players stepped up big time. The craziest thing to me is, like you said, Tennessee down 7-0, and from that point out, UT goes on a 41-14 run to end the game. So when was the last time that's happened in an SEC game where we've dominated an SEC team, a pretty good SEC team? I mean, that team just got through beating Georgia at Georgia, right, before that. So, that showed me a lot. I thought the coaching staff had a great game plan. The use of both quarterbacks played well. I thought Jim Chaney called his best game as coming back as of all this year for sure. And, man, it was just a great atmosphere. It was electric. I mean, that's what Tennessee football, what we remember it used to be. And it was just a great game.
Well, Jody, they said what the attendance, what they say, 85, 90,000 or whatever. And,
Yeah, about 85.
Not even close to capacity, but Jody, that crowd got hyped and it was loud.
Man, all it took was Callaway to take that ball to the house, and it was over after that play, in my opinion. I mean, the fans were into it. The players were into it, and it was just a fun atmosphere, and it reminded me of the 90s. We took care of business. We put up 2 goose eggs on South Carolina's offense, and, man, it was fun to watch.
Well, Huffman, we got to give Garantano some credit. I know we've been hard on him, especially you, but we've been hard on him all year. And I think he's one of these guys that does better when he comes off the bench. He did the Mississippi State game, come in the second half and played pretty well and got us a victory. And he did that again Saturday. And maybe he's just one of those guys that feels the pressure when he starts. And if he comes off the bench, maybe he plays a little better. What do you think?
I totally agree with you. And like I said, you're right. I've been hard on Garantano. But this year, but he played, I thought, his best game, to me, Saturday, no question, best game of the year. And I agree with you. I think there's just something about it. I think it's mentally. I think, like you said, I think somehow when he starts, he feels the pressure, and it just snowballs for whatever reason. But coming off the bench, he's comfortable with that when he's been thrust into the situation, and it's worked. So, I'm okay with it, and give him credit big time. They needed him Saturday, and he stepped up in a big way.
Well, guys, we thought we heard sports talk, and we heard everybody talk who's going to start at quarterback. I thought it was a pretty good idea to run Jennings out there first play and kind of take the pressure off both of them, JG and JT. And then JT comes out, and he plays well, in a big-time game. And did what we had to do, didn't make any mistakes. And then JG comes out there, plays well. So it was nice to see all 3 of those guys play well back there, Brad.
Jody, I was impressed with Shrout, too. I mean, they have been saying all year he had the biggest arm on the team, and he showed it on that touchdown to Callaway. He's got an arm.
That's a beautiful pass.
Oh, beautiful. But, they said his problems in practice has been game management, getting in and out of the huddle in time, a lot of delay of games, stuff like that. But he didn't have any of those issues Saturday, and he played well too. So, got to give him some credit also.
Man, I ride the 3 horses all the rest of the season. Now they're talking that Maurer may be ready to go, and I hope that's the case because he's a player too. We definitely are better when he's playing the game, but guys, they're rolling right now.
They are, and like you said, I agree. I think Maurer's our best quarterback. I really do. I know he's had a few picks, but it's freshman, but I think he gives us the best chance. But also too, if you have to go to one of the other quarterbacks now, that they can do it. They won't hesitate. Maybe the leash is a little shorter now, because what you got behind you. So I think it's good to have. It's a good problem. All three quarterbacks shown they can get the job done.
And guys, don't be scared by UAB's 6-1 record. Brad, you and I were talking about this week. We went back and looked at it. They've played some terrible, terrible teams. So if Tennessee keeps this momentum going, they should have no problem Saturday.
Yeah, UAB's schedule has been a joke, but at the same time, you got to play who's on your schedule, and they are 6-1, so you got to give them a little credit for that. But man, their schedule has been pretty weak. But guys, we got to talk about Jennings and Batuli too. Both of them just had monster games. Man, Jawan Jennings, I'm telling you, I'm gonna miss him when he's gone because I've said it since his freshman year. That guy plays football the way you're supposed to play the game. He plays hard. He plays with determination, a lot of energy, leadership. I mean, the whole 9 yards. He does it all. And man, I'm really gonna miss him when he's gone.
It's going to be sad when he leaves the hill. But what's fun about it is we all three followed NFL teams, different NFL teams, and we're going to battle on who we think he's going to go to. Personally, I hope he goes to the Steelers because we are wide receiver U. That's how we do it. But man, what a player, man! He showed out Saturday. And Callaway showed out. I mean, it was just fun to watch, Huff.
It was. I mean, the whole team played great. Like I said, I can't find anything critical to say of anything in a Saturday, and that's the first time in a long time that we've been able to say that. And so it's going to be fun. And getting back to Jennings, man, when he catches the ball, he runs with a purpose. One guy don't take him down. I mean, it takes several, and he just runs through guys. Like in that one touchdown, he broke 4 tackles to score. And, man, you just love the spirit and the fight and the energy he shows. And, we need 22 Jennings on the field. I take him. He's a player.
Well, Jody, we've talked about Callaway all season. We don't use him enough. You see what happens when you get the ball in his hands. Good things happen. I think we ought to be throwing it to him 7-8 times a game.
Gosh,
for some reason, we don't.
I agree, Brad. Man, he's a player, and you gotta get him the ball more often. All right, guys, great recap. We'll be back with our pick segment. Welcome back to After the Whistle. I'm your co-host, Jody Badusky, alongside Brad Luttrell, Jeff Huffman. Now it's time for our UT pick segment. We got UT, we got UAB, we got our student athletes. Will, start us off.
All right, I think that the boys are going to come out fired up because the seniors only have 2 games left at Neyland Stadium, so hopefully they're going to be playing their best ball. I'm going to say we're going to win 24-13.
24-13, I got it. All right, Bryson Bowles, what do you say?
Well, team showed promise last 3 weeks. I think they'll make it a winning streak. First of the year, they'll win 21-14.
21-14. All right, Brady, what do you say?
Yeah, I'm with Bryson. The team's shown a lot of improvement from the beginning of the year to now. I'm going to say Tennessee 31, UAB 14.
All right, nice pick. Mr. Harper Neal, what do you say?
Everybody's saying it's going to be a close game, but I think we're going to ride the momentum. I got us winning 38-14.
38-14. Got it. All right, Mr. Landon Diggs is in the house. What do you say, young man?
I think Tennessee, we're feeling pretty good right now. Big SEC win last week. We're winning 31-9.
31-9. All right. Curry, what you say, young man?
This may be surprising, but I think I'm gonna pick UT. I'm gonna go 34-10. They should win by a lot. UAB, come on.
Yeah, it's UAB. You're right. All right, Huffman, Brad, get in here. Huff, lead us off. What do you think?
Well, like the guys said earlier, I think Tennessee's playing really good right now. They've improved every week, each of the last 3 or 4 weeks. I think they'll keep it rolling. Get Maurer back this week, I believe, what it looks like. Offense has been rolling. Chaney's been calling good games. I think Tennessee will continue Saturday. Tennessee comes out with a victory, 38-13.
38-13. All right. Brad, what do you think?
Well, guys, actually, this game kind of worries me. We're coming off a big win, and guys, since Pruitt's been here, these smaller schools, we've kind of struggled with them. Charlotte last year, UTEP, and then, of course, everybody knows the debacle of Georgia State this year. So I actually think it's going to be kind of close. I've heard UAB's got a good quarterback. So I'm going to say Tennessee 31, UAB 21.
31-21. All right. Well, guys, that's good picks and all, and I like what I saw last Saturday. We took care of business. We, went in halftime down, made some adjustments. The adjustments worked. We took care of business and threw up a goose egg. I think they build off of that myself, and we keep rolling. I say Tennessee wins this ball game 37-14. Welcome back to After the Whistle. Now it's time for our shout-out segments. Brad, lead us off.
I think I'm going to shout out to Jan Gomes, a fifth Tennessee baseball player since 1970, playing multiple World Series, and so a good accomplishment for him. So shout out to Jan Gomes.
All right, my shout out goes to Daniel Batuli for winning SEC Defensive Player of the Week, and Jawan Jennings for winning Offensive Player of the Week, and also Brandon Kennedy for being Lineman of the Week. The cool thing about that is it's the first time since 1994 that a Tennessee duo has won both SEC Offensive and Defensive Player of the Week. So it's crazy it's been that long, but that's pretty cool.
Guys, good shout-outs. Mine's going to Jeff Adams. If you guys didn't see the video last night, he was the dude in left field who was holding the two Bud Light beer cans, baseball coming at him at 120 miles an hour. Man, he centers up and takes it right off the chest, and a great play. Ball fell right in front of him. He didn't spill an ounce of beer. So that's my shout-out. And my buddy Darryl will like that because that's his favorite flavor.
Well, Jody, he's going to make a lot of money off from Bud Light, probably.
No question. They've already reached out to him.
Yeah, Jeff has made himself a little extra cash. Guys, great show today. And we'll be back next week, and we'll see you on the radio.